Alright. Hello friends. Hope you're well today. Today we're going to be talking about mortar and pestles. I hope I'm saying that right. Mortar and pestles and why I have so many and what I use them for, because I've talked about that in a couple of videos about how, you know, you don't want to mix things, especially if they're the first mortar and pestle, which is this one here. And I have it pictured with, it's glass, I have it pictured with gloves for a reason, because it's for poisons, okay? It's for things like mushrooms, okay? And I don't know where my tongs are, so I'm just going to pick this up, but this is something you should handle with gloves on, okay? This is Mandrake. It's not, of course, in the full root form. I'm working on getting that or growing that. But this is Mandrake. It looks a little bit like black cohosh, but it's lighter. It's brown in color. Okay, I'm going to wipe that on my dress. Terrible me. So I use that, and then the last thing I use that for, I can't actually pull that out because I need to use a gas mask for that, and that is camphor. And you'll find that in a lot of spell work too. Okay, guys? So mushrooms, mandrake, camphor. Those are the things that, or anything poisonous, okay? Mayapple, anything like that. Alright, on to the next mortar and pestle, and that would be this one. It's my molajete, and I hope I'm saying that right. I believe they make them in Peru or, you know, South America. And if you look at it, it's quite something. It's like lava rock, you know, it's just so earthy, and I love grinding in it. I actually have 2 of them. I love them. So look into getting one because they're good for a lot of things. The first one I use for is, I love the feel of it, and I've got it grinded right now, is oyster shells that I foraged from the sea and asked for, and they've said yes, and I felt the spirit and brought it home, and I use that in a lot of things, and I will make a video just on mushroom shells and their properties, because, and what I use them for, because they're so amazing. Okay, the next thing I grind in this very mortar and pestle is eggshells, guys. These, the brown ones, are free-range organic, the ones I get anyway. You have to read the box. And then I also have white ones, okay? And I keep them separate, okay? I don't keep them together. They're here together for this video, and the energy's kind of chaotic, to be honest. So I just like to, I'll make a whole video on why I keep those separate as well, because I think that's super interesting. The energy properties are so different. So to clean these out in between each use, because as you can see it doesn't really move, you you can just be okay with it, or you can use a dry toothbrush specifically for this, okay? And specifically for this dish, you don't want to, you know, mix and match, because let's hop to our next thing over here, and that is spicy, crazy spicy stuff, okay? Peppers, dried habanero, potent stuff here, guys. And the last thing, because this is a non-edible, right? It's not a poison, but it's a non-edible. It's spicy and sharp. That's my molajete for this. And you might grind crystal chips, guys. And this is amethyst, this is clear quartz, and those are the 2 ones that I grind the most. Rose quartz as well. And that adds so much to your ingredients, your spell work. You know how crystals are. They're just fantastic. Okay, so again, if you want to clean this in between, just understand that those things are never going to leave. They soak into the lava. I guess you could wash it out, but it's not something that I do, because our water here is fluoridated, and maybe I'd wash it in a river or something. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll take them down. They're so heavy. So shipping is always a little expensive. Find one on eBay with free shipping. That's what I did. Wow, got a good deal. Okay, so crystals and spicy things in this one. I'm going to move this because it's kind of big. And those 2 guys, the ones for the poison and the ones for the spices, I use a mask for, because when you're grinding them and you're right over it and you're putting your intent into it, you know, whoo, you're like breathing all of that stuff. Mothballs, I can't even have an open jar in my room. I have to mask up. So when I make a video on that, I will mask up. That'll be kind of fun, okay? Masks are always a good time. Alright, the next grinder I have, which I've talked about in my frankincense, myrrh, and dragon's blood video, how to burn them on, you know, a resin and a coal disc, and a couple interesting facts about them. Check that video out. This is my resin grinder, and it's marble. I've had it for years and years, since I was pretty young, and I grind those three things I just spoke of. So the gorgeous, gorgeous maroon dragon's blood. When I smell this, oh, that puts me out, you guys. I mean, you could take this to bed with you, okay? And just curl up with it and fall right asleep. I've done it before. I do it actually once or twice a month. Not this very chunk. I ask which one wants to help me. And, you know, kiss your things, guys. They love to be loved. So the last one, this was the sweet myrrh, which smells super sweet and kind of like food, you know? Like sweet food. And this is my gorgeous, gorgeous frankincense. Here's a huge chunk. Oh, Lord. And I like to grind up the huge chunks and then leave the small chunks to burn on my coal discs and use as incense, because when you burn frankincense in the regular form of incense and then you burn this, you're like, wow, I never knew frankincense until I did this. So do it. This is mine. It's the best. So, again, resins are sapped from trees, so they're sticky. That's why they need their very own mortar and pestle, okay? And I find the marble one works really good, because if you use this, it would get stuck in there, and if you use the glass, it would just kind of swirl around. This kind of catches on the marble a little bit and makes itself a little home. See? And when you touch it, it smells really good, right? But your hands are so sticky, you know? And then I have a little spoon that I have just to take that out. And then that comes to this one right here, which you've seen me use when we made black salt in a previous video, okay? So right now, it's still really kind of black and powdery from that black witch's salt that we made. So the things that I use in here, and the theme, because it's black, let's just keep it black, you know? So the only things I use in here are things that remind me of black, and I love the color black. My dress has black bats on it. It's so pretty. I mean, I just love black. And that's why I get like colorful tattoos and stuff, you know? My body is pretty much covered. I'm going to keep going, and I just love it. So the things in here that I use that are black are coal discs, and we talked about those in a video. Super cool properties in that. I don't know why I didn't do this different. Black pepper, just because it's black, and if you use it in recipes, generally you're using it for like black salt or hot foot powder or something like that. Having something black just adds in that energy, whether it's good or bad, you know, or making it more potent, more black, okay? Just the word being in it, which brings me to this one, which looks a lot like the Mandrake I brought up before, which is black cohosh. The only reason I mix it in here is because I want it to be blacker, and I know that that coal resin that's just on there is just going to make that black cohosh even more black. Which brings me to the next thing I grind in here, which is black Himalayan sea salt, okay? I don't know how good we can get on that. Black Himalayan sea salt, okay? It looks like pink sea salt in the pink Himalayan sea salt, but it is kind of like a grayish purple. It smells more sulfury than the pink salt, and it is often confused because it's called black salt with black witch's salt. Black witch's salt is something we make, and then it's, you know, a few ingredients, and check out my video on that, guys. It's really quick and easy. And this is what I'm talking about, my black witch's salt. Okay, anyway, on to my last grinder. and this one's important. This one I grind poisonous or hot things in that you cannot grind in here by hand because they just don't grind up. So that would be two things. These habanero peppers, which I learned, don't grind up even in the molajete, and snake skins, okay? Snake skins. And I'll make a video on what I use those for. And I get those from someone that I know and that has a snake that has a huge tank, and he seems to be quite happy. So that's a cool thing, you know. Or sometimes if I can't get them from him, I have a person on eBay that I found that I know and trust, and I just feel the energy is good and not bad. It's like $10 for 10 skins, so if you feel bad energy with it, bury it, give it to the earth as an offering, you know, in a different space than your home, right? I buy one that's brand new. They're like $8 at Fred or at stores, you know, general, not grocery stores, but like the ones that have appliances and stuff, okay? A lot of places have that. I just don't want to say names of stores because I'm not sponsored. I'm a little tiny channel. If anyone wants to sponsor me, if I shop with you, go ahead. I'm just kidding. I'm not into that. So that's the last thing. And what I wanted to say about that is just like this one, know that you can never put herbs in there, okay? You can never put things that you might make in a tincture, the things you might make in a tincture, you want to get herbs. The best thing I like to use herbs for is a molajete, but now I've put this shells in here and I need a new herb grinder, okay? So right now I'm using my kitchen mortar and pestle, which is like a giant marble one. And that works okay. But the molajete really like chops up the herbs and gets everything, you know, when herbs are dry and then you work them, especially in your hand with the oils of your hand, guys, all those oils start to come out again. So even if you're cooking, okay, but we're talking about magic right now and witchcraft, but even if you're cooking, rub them in your hands, okay? Kitchen Wicca, you know, kitchen witchcraft, kitchen intention, we say we put love into our food. We do. We absolutely do. We want to heal with it. I kiss my fruit before I put it in the blender or before I eat it, and I tell it thank you. So, you know, fall in love with your things, guys, because they'll fall in love with you too. And I'm so in love with doing this, and I've met so many people already from this. That Witches Pagans app is fantastic. I met a new friend today. Excited. Hi. So I will talk to you guys soon, and I'm doing a video on Mandrake today and May apples. That's coming up next. Thank you. Have a good day. Thanks for coming back to the flower, my little bees.